Hi there, thank you for joining me for the Tarot and Oracle Insights for October 2022. And in it, I'm going to ask you to choose a row that appeals to you the most, and then we're going to see what emerges in terms of influences. So let's have a look. Right, here they are. Laid out. I don't know how these other tarot readers managed to get it looking straight on down there, but that gives you an idea. Choose row 1, row 2, row 3. What is drawing to you, and then let's get stuck into each row. Right, so here we go. We have the Eight of Wands, King of Swords, and the Sun card, and the overall King of Pentacles. And then we also have the Lenormand. I use these Gilded Reverie Lenormand ones as well here. Just put that there. Put that here, you can see which one it is. We have card 44, which is the magnifying glass. Card 30, the lilies there. Card 12 with the birds. And card 29, the sexual lady there. So let's start with the tarot there. And the Eight of Wands is really about fast and expanding horizons there. So it's about speed, it's about action. Some would say eights are about obstacles and barriers and negative blocks. For me, they're not so much so. I know it's something that I learned in one of the tarot courses that I've done, but the thing about wands is a fiery energy. It's about the spirit, it's about the essence of us, the impulse. So it has a lot of energy in it. It has a lot of expansion, and this card is really about expansion, about things opening up. So all kinds of communications are highlighted when this card comes up. It can also relate to travel as well. It's very much about new horizons. And travel, can be career orientated. It can be educational, and sometimes, of course, because we've got the wands flying through the sky, it is about the open sky, the love of outdoors, lots of things happening. So it's very energetic, very action oriented card here, the Eight of Wands, and it's followed by the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is a very articulate energy. It's very direct, it's very just. It's often, for me, a professional as well. So it can be an accountant or a lawyer or even a surgeon or someone along those lines, someone in a professional thing. He's a very fair person. It's about fair judgment, if you like. He's very capable, he's very prudent. He's very sort of great wisdom, great knowledge there, which kings are all about. But of course, it's also about the mental side, the thought, the trust, the logic there. And then it's followed by the Sun. The Sun is such a beautiful card. It's about that nurturing, that growth, that healing card. It's a major arcana card. So there's a major energy with the Sun. And the Sun is very much about happiness, about vitality. The sun is on the back, there's children playing there. So we can be better off financially when the sun comes up. We can be enjoying ourselves wholeheartedly, and it's about energy again, about confidence. So just looking at those three cards alone, we're talking about October 2022 bringing in a lot of new developments, and I think very much in the professional side of things. We're talking about things going in the right direction, it feels for me. Energy and confidence are high. There are plans being made that are coming out, that are sort of moving you in the right direction there. And then we have this King of Pentacles here, which I just love the King of Pentacles. And again, it's another king that is sitting on his throne with a very charismatic sort of energy, and it's very much about the material side, again, the financial side, the financial advisor. So whatever you're doing, I think it's got a Midas touch to it. There's it's a very pragmatic, responsible leadership approach. So it kind of feels very work orientated for you. That maybe you've got some ideas, you're getting some professional advice from it, but it feels like it's in the right direction. You've got the sun on your back, everything's going the right direction. Materially, prosperity wise, it feels absolutely great. There's nothing negative about that at all. And now let's look at the Gilded Reverie to see if that echoes that. So we have card 44, which is the magnifying glass there. So we're looking more intensely at something. We're looking into more details as we're using the magnifying glass. So we're about to get more clarity. We're getting more focus on something. So we're focusing more here. So that we've got all these ideas coming here, but we're bringing it more into focus, whatever it is, with the magnifying glass. So details are important here, is what it's saying. Look at the details, go through things with a fine-tooth comb. Sometimes it could, tell you that things may not be what they first appear, but it just feels, we're looking at the tarot above, that we're getting much more into the details of things. And it may be that you're getting into some planning, strategy side of things as well, especially if it is work orientated. But certainly we're being asked to look deeper into things. And then we get card 30, which is the lilies, which is about serenity. It's about peace. It's about longevity. Can be about a long-term relationship. It can be about satisfaction, contentment, intimacy. There's also a sign of sexuality. So if this is related to a relationship for you, as you can see from this one here, then again, we've got dates coming up with card 12. This is very much about meetings and dates. We've got intimacy, longevity in a relationship, embodying your feminine with this very Venetian card that she represents Venus, that feminine energy and that sensuality and sexuality there as well. So whatever you're doing, there's certainly meetings, there's dates going on, we're looking more intensely at something, things are moving into a deeper level, whatever it is. And there is this overall sense, when we look at all of these cards together, of deep satisfaction and contentment coming in. So there's absolutely nothing negative coming up for you, row 1, with any of these cards. And I'm just going to pull a Rumi card for you as well for row 1. Just shuffling them now, so there's nothing pre-planned with these. Let's have a look. So for row 1, and I'm just going to give you what the oracle says rather than go into the full thing for timing reasons. Blessings of Sahara. Blessings of Sahara. I'm just going to put that there, and I'm just going to get the book out to tell you the very brief message of this card 39. So this oracle comes with special guidance for you. You are being given a blessing of Zara, of radiance, of brightness. This blessing has a purpose. It is to clear out that which would obstruct your full unfoldment to support the divine jewel of your soul in shining. You're being given an opportunity, supported by life, by the earth, by the grace of the divine beloved, to shed toxins from your being. These may be physical, and they may equally be of emotional, psychic, or psychological origin. They may come from this or another lifetime, and you may understand consciously what is being released, or you may not. If you are sensitive, you may feel symptoms of detoxification at a physical level, even if what you are releasing is emotional or psychological in nature. So basically, if something appears to be leaving your life, or even if something is painful to release, it is because it's no longer healthy for you. And it's no longer supporting life for you. There's something more beautiful and more loving awaiting you. So don't resist letting it go. Right, let's go on to row 2. Right, here we are, row 2. This is very different spread from row 1. So here we have the 5 of Pentacles with this one. And the Five of Pentacles really is kind of victim mentality. It's a lack, it's a hardship, particularly in matters of the physical, the material, the practical ways. You may have been feeling a little bit hard done by, a lot of soul searching going on, maybe feeling emotionally wounded, unworthy in some way, or feeling alone. But very often, it can be that was the old, or that's where you're coming from, and this is changing for you now. But certainly there is this feeling with a card number 5 is always about change. The numerologically 5 is always about change, and it's basically saying if something is missing in your life right now, then it is about finding out what it is and overcoming that lack. So try and think of that card as it sort of represents lack, but it feels like that's where you're coming from, and this is changing for you. So maybe there's not been enough love in your life, something along those lines there. But there does feel like something is coming full cycle. And if we look at card 25 underneath it here, we have the ring here, and for me that's always about something is coming full cycle, as well as commitment. It can be a romantic commitment, it can be literally a marriage there as well. It's a bit like the wheel there we have behind it. Something has come full circle, and I think you've come from lack, whether it's emotional, financial, something loving, something prosperity wise, something has come full circle. So you're coming from there, you're not heading into it. Okay, so that's sort of been and gone, and we've got this Hierophant, or the Pope, which is coming up now. And the Hierophant, or the Pope, is very much a gateway there, but it's for me a very ritualistic card. It's about that inner wisdom, that inner guidance. There's a change going on within you, and it's knowing. It's knowing that you have to seek guidance from somebody, or you have to go within to get that inner guidance, which is usually represented by the Hermit there. But it's, don't worry about what people think. That's an important thing with the Hierophant there. It's really important that you trust in yourself, and you go within, and we work out what it is that's been holding us back. And here, it's represented again by the 23 card in the Lenormand pack, of something that's been bothering us, something that's been eating away at us, and we're nearly there with it. We're nearly, we've nearly gnawed through that rope there that you can see, that piece of linen there. It's been bringing us down, keeping us in lack, but we're nearly through it. We're completing that cycle, and we're moving through it now. So it is asking for you to dig deep, basically, this card. And against number 5, again, represented by the V there in Roman numerals. So it's asking you to get into some kind of routine in a way, some kind of discipline. It's asking you for that inner discipline now to really tackle whatever it is that's been keeping you in lack, in order to move through it. And this is kind of, again, it's symbolized by this card over here, the Emperor, who loves routines. He loves structure. He loves routines. He loves, he loves authority. He's a very authoritarian. He's very focused. Very powerful, very can be quite dogmatic in his way, but he loves that sort of orderly chaos. But there's that solid routine structure in there with this card. So it's about taking control. He's asking you to take control, and there's this transformation, this Death card over here in the Lenormand, telling you that there is this transformation going on with you at the moment. So just coming back to the 6 of Cups here, and 6s are about persevering. And for me, it's always a past life card when I get the 6 of Cups. But it's very much about persevering, and about overcoming, not overcoming, but overcoming obstacles. But in matters of emotion there, when we get the Cups card out. So there's an innocence and a nostalgic side to this as well, and it's there's a sentimental feeling with it of something maybe that you've been holding on to, perhaps related, I think, to a past life that's been bringing you down, where you're being asked to sort of move through it and have that inner transformation there. Sometimes we can spend too long in the past, you know, going over and over and over old ground. And I think this is, for me, this is what this card is saying, is to move through that and bring in more forgiveness into it, and recapture that feeling of play as well. Bringing that innocence and almost naivety and play back into your life, rather than dwelling on this happened and it was awful. We want to bring in more lightheartedness, more play, more innocence, that childlike quality again within our heart. And really, again, it's echoed with card 34 down here, which is card that represents plenty. It's about abundance, the fish. So whenever we get the fish, it's about, yeah, it is about, there's plenty of fish swimming there. There's plenty of fish in the sea. So if it's about a relationship that hasn't worked out, don't worry. There is literally, I know it's a horrible, trite thing to say, there's plenty of fish in the sea. But in this case, it's what it's saying is, I bring plenty, I bring abundance. This also is about sales as well, and if anything's been bothering you with work or your business, you know, there is change is coming in with that. There is transformation coming in, because this is about abundance here, so as well. And so if it's been bothering you, you haven't been getting the sales in for your business or whatever, then that's changing, and there is more structure coming in. There is more leadership coming in. There's more focus coming in with it as well. So yeah, this card also represents speculate, to accumulate. So perhaps you need to take a little bit of a risk in something, and or a bit a gentle gamble to just, you know, it's obviously your choice, your responsibility, but to just take you out of that lack, that thing that's been bothering you, it's been holding you back, and into one where you're going to actually start transforming. And you know, as with autumn, fall, we've got to let the dead leaves drop and bring in the new season. So that it's time to get rid of the old way of doing things, the old way of being. There, let me pull a Rumi card for you, row 2. And this is Alana Fairchild's Rumi Oracle deck. So, right. I am just pulling one there so you can see it's live. It's not pre-done. And it is, I surge on the uprising wave of love. I'm just going to put that there. It's card number 5 again. So look how much change is around you. Right, where's the book? And I can tell you what that means. And I'm just going to give you the very brief version of what it means. You can buy the pack if you want to know more. Let's go to the very brief oracle. Okay, so this oracle comes with a message for you. There are changes happening and they will be out of your control. This is because you are ready for accelerated life change. Right, doesn't that echo the cards that I just read? Brilliant. Rather than paddling, you'll be caught up in a wave and moved further, faster. Let yourself surge on with the energy of what is happening, leading with your heart and just going with whatever unfolds. This will bring you the best fortune and open you up to the divine destiny that is your birthright in this lifetime. Fantastic. Right, I'm going on to row 3. Right, row 3. This is a very different row again in comparison to the other two. So we're starting off with the 4 of Pentacles. And for me, this is sort of having everything that you need. It's a stability sort of card. It's a stable card, but it can also, it's a very safe and calm card, very organized card, but it can also mean stagnation in the energy as well. So let's just go into it a bit more. So it is you sometimes we can resist change when this comes up, so don't be too can't think of the right word, rigid. Don't be too rigid in any changes that are coming in for you this October. But it means that you're always going to have you have enough, whatever it is that you need, you have enough there. Yeah, my feeling is there's a stubbornness that comes with this card, to be honest. And then it's followed by the Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. That's there. Now this is one of my favorite cards in the whole packs. And aces are about new ideas, new concepts, and it's a very spiritual cup, card. My cup overflows. It's about love, it's about deep feelings, romantic card, intimacy. There's a new beginning of some kind, a new shift in something where you're bringing this new awareness in matters of your heart, the romance, the intuition, emotional always. So it's almost as if you're being asked. If you look at this card number 36 below it, this is a burden here, something that you're holding on to, and it may be that you're a little bit too rigid, too dogmatic in something, that you need to just relax, let go a little bit here with this one, because if you do that, you're bringing in my cup overfloweth, overfloweth, should I say. My cup overfloweth with love, with divinity, with romance. My lotus flower is opening. That isn't a euphemism, but it could be in hell. Why not? There is this desire here for this deeper connection here, and this lovely, peaceful, serene image there that the Ace of Cups really represents. And then it's got underneath it, of course, card 28, which is this rather splendid man here in all his physical glory. But what he's really representing is that divine masculine, that very masculine essence about him. So he's embodying his masculinity, he's fully stepping into his power, and he's represented with that lovely Mars symbol around his neck, which of course can represent that sort of anger in us, but it's also that very masculine energy, with the polarity of that divine feminine Venus energy there. So whatever it is here, it's asking you to embody. We all embody the divine feminine and the divine masculine within all of us. So it's asking you to embody that which is represented there by that Mars energy, I guess it almost feels like bringing in a sense of assertiveness. So rather than getting caught up in this dogma and stubbornness of maybe an old routine, old way of being, we're being asked to trust our intuition, surrender a bit more to what's going on, and become a little bit more assertive in our way of being. And then we move on to the Seven of Pentacles. And sevens typically are about experience, training, learning. But there he is standing with a rake, trying to get looking at these pentacles hanging off a tree, when actually he has a rake and he can bring those pentacles down very, very easily from that tree with his rake. So he's not powerless in any way. So what he's doing is evaluating how is the best way to get those pentacles off the tree. How is the best way to gain, to move forward with the fruits of my labor. He's assessing, what am I going to do next? Where am I going? Who am I going with? And really that's echoed by the deep well that's underneath it, which is about your deep wishes, and again, be careful what you wish for, because the 41 in this this well represents what are your deepest desires, your deepest wishes. You're doing another assessment here as well as you are with this Seven of Pentacles. So you're getting ready to make your next move, or your first move, and deciding how best to do it. Let me just look at the what it says about card 41 in there, in case I've missed anything for the well there. I'm just opening it up. So it is about resources, and it's about, creativity. It's about healing. It's looking intently into the depth of the darkness of the well, going deep in there and seeing your true thoughts reflected. So you see, we've got this reflection here again. Where am I going? What am I doing? And this is really what October 2022 is symbolized in these cards for you. It's this planning stage, this reflection stage of, right, where do I want to go? What do I want to bring in? What really makes me happy? You know, it is that be careful what you wish for, as echoed out here, but it's also you don't want to be looking back. You want to be deciding what's my next move, where am I going from here. And then we have the fabulous Page of Cups. I love the Page of Cups. And the pages are about new pathways, and they're about new directions that we're heading in. Cups, again, they're matters of the heart, once again. So when the Page of Cups, that sort of naivety and innocence of the Page of Cups, it's a very intuitive, very sensitive card. It's about intimacy and, again, romantic feelings. So are we feeling idealistic about things represented here by the Page of Cups, or is there a new beginning coming in, a new pathway in your romantic side that you've longed for? But you have to get out of this rigidity and this old way of being, old way of doing, to bring this in. So the overall card here is it's almost as if you're being offered this love, offered this romance. It's the beginning of a love affair, and that could be, you know, love comes in every aspect of our lives here. But don't look back. Stop looking back, because the fox is, you know, he's a bit sly, isn't he? But he's looking back at the chicken coop there. And let's just see again what the card says on here. It can be a bit of a red flag, a bit of a devious thing. It's a bit sneaky, but it's almost for me representing more uncertainty more than anything else. All is not what it seems here. So again, this card with this one together, it's saying, you know, be careful of your innocence, naivety there, you know, because we can get caught up in our idealism of how things are going to be, and where we're going, and it may not all be what it seems sometimes with it. So, you know, we want to just make sure that we're grounded, I think, in October. When we're assessing everything here, we want to get out of old ways of being over here. And then, but, you know, it's great to have ideals, because we are unlimited potential waiting to be opened up, which is fantastic, but we need to stay grounded with it as well. And so be careful not to deceive yourself with high expectations and you know, idealisms. Really, we have to be pragmatic about it. Let's just see what the Rumi cards say for you, row 3. Here's the Rumi cards I'm shuffling now. They're Alana Fairchild's Rumi Oracle pack. I love these cards, they're so accurate. So for October, it is Al-Uzza, Star of Venus, card 26. I'm going to read you just very briefly what the Oracle says. So, your guidance is to trust your path, trust your evolution, even in the face of those around you reacting to it, possibly in fear or discomfort. So again, it's back to that intuitive side, reassessing everything here, deep wishes here. For in truth, there is one path, and we are all on it. So trust in the paths of others too. You do not have to convince anyone of anything. That is not your job. Your job is to embrace your wisdom, embrace your freedom and empowerment to grow spiritually and live your life accordingly. You are becoming, through bestowal of grace, something more of a goddess and a god, of a human and a sacred animal integrated as one. This is sacred alchemy, amplified in the star fires of Venus, who loves you as a brother, sister, and honors your soul with her blessing. Shine true, beloved, shine light. So don't fear, don't hate, don't anger. It's a Venus card of the divine feminine there, that softness. So whatever you feel, allow yourself to feel it. Don't stop being human. Let yourself feel it. Feel it to heal it, as they say. So that's your message really overall for October. I'm not going to do the crystal cards this month, but hopefully that will give you insights for each of you in your rows. And see you next month, unless I see you on the SRT clearings or the other videos that I have on my channel. So subscribe now so you don't miss these in the future. Love you lots. Take care. Have a fantastic October. Bye.